Hi, welcome back. Okay, so we'll continue with our reading. So let's go to the third paragraph, paragraph 3. This book about absurd rules considers such security restrictions as well as more general health and safety rules. While security promises to protect us from external threat, safety protects us from accident or ourselves. Actually, the phrase health and safety has become so familiar that we don't quite notice that the two concepts are not necessarily mutually reinforcing. What's healthy might be unsafe, like going jogging along a river populated by irritable hippos. And what's safe might be unhealthy, like staying indoors, binge watching Netflix series 24 hours a day. Okay, so for the previous two paragraphs, okay, we mainly talk about the safety rules conducted at airports, okay. But this book, in the interest of safety, they also talk about some absurd rules, okay, regarding health and safety, okay, in general. While security, okay, promise you to protect, it means to protect you from some external, from some outside threats, right? And then safety, okay, is a way to protect us from some accidents, right? Yeah. And actually, health and safety, these two words are so often put together, and then so often, so we don't really notice these two concepts are not necessarily mutually reinforcing each other. Okay, so for example, what's healthy might not be safe. Okay, so like going jogging is healthy, right? Okay, it's a healthy exercise. Okay, but if you choose to jog along a river which is populated by irritable hippos, okay, so irritable maybe very bad-tempered, okay, hippopotamus, okay, that there might be some kind of risks actually, okay, so it's not that safe in a sense, okay, although you are doing a healthy activity. And then on the other hand, okay, what's safe might not be healthy, okay, like you stay indoors inside your house is pretty safe, right? Okay, but you binge watch Netflix series for a long time. We use this term to binge watch or to binge view, okay. Usually we talk about you spend very long period of time, okay, doing something, okay, and then it has some kind of connotation with with self-indulgence, right? You allow yourself, okay, to do something, okay, that might harm your eyesight, right? You should exercise, stretch your bodies, right? Yeah. And then paragraph 4, sorry. Although many stories of absurd official regulations turn out to be simply rules imposed by unimaginative bosses or supervisors, some do seem to be true. In Kent recently, school teachers had to fill out a 30-page questionnaire before taking pupils to the beach. The safety assessment form for workers on an oil rig is only 1 page. In general, whenever officials cite terrorism laws to stop you taking photographs in public places, or call center workers cites data protection as a reason not to tell you something, the authors recommend being polite but firm. Really? Which rule are you thinking of? And how does it apply here? Okay, so there are so many formularities, okay, regarding government official regulations, okay, and then you can find that actually these rules are imposed by very unimaginative boss supervisors. Okay, they are concerned that they don't want anything that may go wrong. Okay, so they give you a lot of guidelines. Okay, remember, like that the mayor of Taipei. Okay, he often talks about SOP. Okay, what's that? That's a standard operating procedure, right? Okay, but then yeah, you have to be prepared. Okay, but then I guess you should be resourceful. That in some kind of crisis. Okay, you know how to react properly, right? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, sometimes they can be really nonsense, and then it's a waste of time, maybe. Yeah. Okay, so for example, recently in Kent, there's a county in England. Okay, school teachers. Okay, they had to fill out a 30-page questionnaire. Okay, before taking the pupils, means the students, the beach. Sometimes students. Okay, they have a field trip, right? Okay, but before that, okay, the teachers will have to fill out 30-page questionnaire. Okay, and then compared to if a worker on an oil rig. Okay, if you don't know what it is, okay, you can check below. There's the glossary. Okay, the notes. Okay, oil rig. There's a large structure with equipment for getting oil from under the ocean or under the ground, which seems to be more dangerous potentially. Okay, but then they only need to fill out one page of their safety assessment form, right? Yeah. So if a teacher will have to fill out 30-page questionnaire just to take the pupils out to the beach, absurd. And then in general, whenever officials cite terrorism laws to stop you from taking photos, okay, in some public areas, places, they will say, according to the law, okay, you're not allowed. Okay, back to the airport regulations. Okay, usually after you arrive at your destination and you want to pass through the immigration, again, you have to show your passport, and you might be asked questions, right? Okay, by the officials there. Okay, usually in that area you are not allowed to take photos. Or sometimes at the call center. Okay, call center is the place that they handle with us lots of telephone calls, right? Okay, especially for customer service like that. Okay, so sometimes the workers there, they will cite, because all the data, okay, is under protection. Okay, so I'm not allowed to give you something, to tell you something. Okay, so the authors here, can recommend in case of that, okay, you can still be polite. You remain polite, but then you have to remain firm. Okay, so firm as an adjective. Okay, so that you don't change your opinion. Okay, you still keep the same opinion. Okay, and you might politely ask, okay, really, why not? Okay, which rule are you thinking of? And then how does this rule apply here? Okay, and then paragraph 5, the core philosophy of the book, the authors say, is ask for evidence. It turns out that there's no evidence that, say, using your phone at a petrol station is dangerous. Nor has there ever been any evidence that using your phone or any other electronic equipment will interfere with the systems on commercial aircraft. So that rule is finally being relaxed. Okay, so the core, okay, if you eat an apple, okay, is the center is a bit hard, right? Okay, you don't eat that part. So the central idea, okay, of this book, okay, to ask for evidence, show me, prove me, okay, convince me, okay. why, okay, I should follow this regulation. So sometimes, okay, there's a tight, strict regulation, but it turns out that there's no evidence, okay. So for example, okay, yeah, when people start to have a cell phone, mobile phone, okay, and then a lot of times people try to warn you, okay, you shouldn't use your phone at a petrol station, at a gas station, okay, and it might cause explosion or something, right, okay, but then there's no proof to that. And nor has there ever been any evidence that using your phone or any other electronic equipment, your laptop, okay, will interfere with the systems on commercial aircraft, okay. So usually when talk about you're not allowed to use your cell phone, okay, below 10,000 feet, right, okay. So usually before taking off and before landing, okay, there will be a broadcast. They will remind you to turn off your cell phone, or you can switch to the flight mode, right? Yeah. So won't receive any message. They are worried that they might interfere with the systems on commercial aircraft. Usually as passengers, you can just get a ticket, right? You buy a ticket, and you can board the aircraft, okay, so it's commercial, okay. And of course, there are different kinds of aircrafts for military, etc., right? Yeah. So the rule is finally being relaxed, like especially for the part of you shouldn't use your phone at a gas station, right? Okay. So it's more relaxed now. Okay, last paragraph. If we were really interested in evidence-based safety, the authors argue we would ban large trucks from city centers because they kill a lot of cyclists, as well as raising the driving age from 17 to 21. But some options, unfortunately, are simply political impossibilities. In America, this is why people can't buy unpasteurized cheese. In Britain, it is why people worry about dangerous dogs, but do little to reduce or calm the traffic around schools and playgrounds, right? Okay, so if we were really interested in evidence-based safety, okay, the authors argue there would be some other things that we should put into consideration which might carry more risks, right? Okay, like you should ban large trucks from city centers. Obviously, they killed a lot of cyclists. Accidents happen, right? And then also, you might want to raise the driving age from 17 to 21. Okay. However, unfortunately, some of these options they can't be put into practice. It's politically impossible. Okay, so it's again ridiculous that in America there's a rule, okay, you can't buy unpasteurized cheese, okay. So Pasteur, he was a French biologist, and then he invented this, okay. So we use his name, okay, for this, okay. So to pasteurize is means to heat, okay, in a short period of time and not at a very high temperature, okay, especially to remove the bacteria, especially for milk products, okay. So the purpose is to sterilize, okay, for the purpose of prevention, I think, preservation. And then in Britain, many people worry about dangerous dogs, especially stray dogs. They are afraid that the dogs might attack people, okay. A dog with rabies, the word rabies, it means the madness, okay. So if you got beaten by a mad dog, okay, you need to get a vaccine right away, I guess, okay. Otherwise, your life will be in danger. But then why don't they put more efforts to try to reduce, calm the traffic down around schools, playgrounds? Obviously, there will be a lot of children there, right? Yeah. So accidents might happen. Okay. So they should put more efforts on that, right? Okay. So I guess now it's time to do the exercise. Okay, so let's go back to the pre-reading exercise. There are 7 rules, right? 7 rules. Okay, now exercise C. Okay, so do the author think the rules, the 7 rules, okay, which ones do you think are applied too strictly? Okay, I would say number 1, okay, you're not allowed to walk through airport security with anything made of metal. And number 2, you can't take any kind of knife on board the plane in your carry-on bags. And maybe number 5 as well, okay, you can take photos in some public places, okay. And then which rules do you think the writers regard them unnecessary? So maybe number 3, you can take liquids of more than 100 milliliters, right, through airport security. And 6, you can use your cell phone below 10,000 feet on airplane, okay. And which ones are dangerous? Okay, like they allow passengers to take anything boats in the duty-free shops, right? And then also they allow young people, okay, people if you reach 17, okay, you are allowed to drive a car, okay. And then part 2, what do they say about the relative danger or safety of these? Okay, so a butter knife basically is pretty safe, right? Yeah, it should be allowed maybe, okay. And jogging in an area where there are hippos, jogging is healthy. However, okay, if you choose to jog around the area, okay, where there are hippos, if they are bad-tempered, irritable, it's relatively dangerous. Taking children to the beach, why should a teacher fill out 30 pages of questionnaire? Okay, it's relatively safe, right? Large trucks in cities, you should ban them, right? Yeah, if possible. Okay, it's quite dangerous, right? They kill a lot of cyclists. Unpasteurized cheese is not allowed, okay, in America. However, it's not that dangerous, right? And the traffic near schools is you should try, okay, to reduce the amount, okay. So they will usually slow down like the signs, right, okay, to remind the drivers children are around, okay. So slow down, okay, yeah, because it might be dangerous. Okay, and then next page 69, okay. So find the verbs in the text, okay, in the reading, okay. In paragraph 1, which verb means to make a short, high electronic sound, okay. So that's beep, beep, right? Yeah. And number 2, to make an expression with your face to show pain. The poor old man, elderly man, okay. You can see from his face, okay, the grimace, okay. It's the facial expression, okay, and that means indicates you are under some kind of pain. And walk with difficulty, okay, that's to limp, right? And then paragraph 2, officially take something away from somebody is not allowed, okay. So like if you carry extra cash with you, okay, cigarettes, okay, they will take away, okay, would be officially confiscated. Yeah. Number 5, say officially something is not allowed, so to ban it. And then paragraph 3, we have a verb to make an idea stronger, to reinforce each other, reinforce. Paragraph 4, okay, a verb that means to make somebody accept something, okay, to accept the rule, you have to follow, you have to obey, to impose the rules. And number 8, to mention something as a reason, so they might cite the regulation, the laws, etc. In paragraph 5, there's a verb that means to prevent something from working. Okay, so I have to check paragraph 5. Okay, so paragraph 5. Wait a second. To interfere with something, right? Like using your smartphone, okay, might interfere with the system of the aircraft. And then number 10, the verb in the last paragraph, to make safer by slowing down. Okay, so to reduce, to calm. Okay, all right. So after this lesson, okay, I want to think about, okay, here in Taiwan, do you think there's a regulation that kind of you think is just unnecessary, is even absurd, is even contradictory? Okay, so if you think, you can think of regulation here in Taiwan which is unnecessary or even contradictory. Okay, would you want to leave your message? Okay, thank you for watching.